Nuclear war is a terrifying prospect. It could wipe out billions of people and set humanity back centuries. For those fortunate enough to survive the initial blast, the after effects would be even worse. Nuclear winter would bring about a new ice age, removing most of the world's food supply and leading to widespread famine. The effects of nuclear war on mankind would be catastrophic and almost certainly irreparable. Yet as frightening as that may sound, there is some good news. Nuclear war is very unlikely. Whilst there are many countries who are ready to go to war against one another at any moment, we have also never been safer from nuclear attack thanks to treaties between countries like the United States and Russia and other non-proliferation protocols in various international organizations around the globe. The basics of nuclear war. War is one of the few things in life that we could all be certain would happen at some point, so it makes sense to be prepared. But in the event of nuclear war, preparation will be your only hope of survival. There is no such thing as a safe place to hide from a nuclear explosion. If you are within the blast radius, you will be killed instantly. If you're outside of the blast radius but close enough to feel the effects of the explosion, you will also die. The only thing you can do is get far, far away from the blast as quickly as possible. That's easier said than done, of course. Nuclear war can happen at any moment, and there is no way to predict when it will occur. If you've read any news about world events lately, then you know that there are numerous countries that possess nuclear weapons. Many of those countries have leaders who are unstable or have a history of erratic behavior. The threat of nuclear war is very real. Types of nuclear war. There are two types of nuclear war: an all-out nuclear war and a limited nuclear war. An all-out nuclear war would involve many countries attacking one another with nuclear weapons. This would almost certainly result in the extinction of human life and the end of civilization as we know it. A limited nuclear war is one in which only a few countries attack each other with nuclear weapons. While this would be bad, it would not have the same catastrophic consequences as an all-out nuclear war. How to survive a nuclear war? The best way to survive a nuclear war is to get as far away from the blast as possible as quickly as possible. Ideally, you'll have enough time to get to the nearest nuclear shelter before the blast hits. But in the event of a surprise nuclear attack, you'll have to get as far away from the blast as possible as quickly as possible. Your best bet is to stay as far away from any large cities or landmarks. This will help you avoid the initial blast and falling debris. Once the blast has passed, you'll want to get as far away from the radioactive fallout as possible. The farther away you are from the blast site, the lower your chances of exposure are. Tips for surviving a nuclear war. If you're watching this video, chances are you don't live in a country that has nuclear weapons. In that case, there's really nothing to worry about. Nuclear war is far more likely in countries such as North Korea, Russia, and China. Those who live in such countries should still watch this video. However, it will provide valuable information on what to do in the event of an attack. That being said, there is a lot you can do to prepare for a nuclear attack. It's important to keep in mind that a nuclear attack is not something you can predict. You can't sit around waiting for a bomb to drop. You need to be prepared for anything. Nuclear war is one of the scariest things on the planet, but thankfully it's also one of the least likely things to occur. As long as world leaders continue to cooperate with one another and avoid escalating conflict, we will be relatively safe from nuclear war. That being said, it's a good idea to be prepared in the event of an attack. This guide will walk you through the best ways to do so.